Okay, so um, Goodell, have you explored your Coach Online office yet?
Not yet.
Okay, so that's the first thing you got to do. Your coach should set up a call with you.
Mm-hmm.
So let me share my screen here. All right, so under your coach office, right, you have these tabs at the top, and basically the one that I want you to focus on is the training tab. So, Ming, have you gone through the getting started, the first 30 minutes, 30 hours, 30-day training yet?
I haven't done the training at all for the coach office thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's the first step, okay? So the first step when you become a coach, you want to go and, complete these trainings, right? So it's nothing hard. It just goes over the basics. And then you'll see there's lots of other training, right? There's team, personal development, training on Success Club, business training, training library, right? There's tons of training. So I don't expect you guys to do everything, but at least do the getting started, okay? And then you can kind of look at everything else and kind of pick and choose what you want to learn more about, and you can kind of go at your own pace. But one of the things that I wanted to show you is under the tools section is, where did it go? Training. Business training. I'm trying to find the business activity tracker. Tools training. Okay, there it is. So if you go under the, what was it? Tools training, right? There's training on the, the My Challenge Tracker portal. There's training on the Share a Cart, which are very important that, you guys definitely want to do. There's Coach Office Overview. That'll help you guys, learn the Coach Office. Coach Office Walkthrough for new coaches. Yeah, I mean, if these aren't part of the 30-day training, getting started, you definitely want to do these. I hope they are. They've got to be. I mean, basically, Share a Cart is, well, basically these things right here are the things that you need to do to get started. So if I boil it down, right, what do we do as coaches? We invite people to challenge groups, right? We talk to people. We invite them into a group, right? We help them get started with a product. And, right, typically that's, Beachbody On Demand. Maybe it's a challenge pack that comes with Shakeology. Doesn't have to, right? You could just, you can have somebody start Beachbody On Demand for free. But what you want to do is you want to have some place that you can invite them, right? So what I do, and I think Tom does, right, is I run a group for free on the My Challenge Tracker app, right, which is right here. So let's see if I can group feed. So I'm constantly inviting people to this. You can see I have 77 participants and I have invited 220 people, okay? So it's been running for 51 days out of 92. So you can pick an arbitrary stop date. So I always pick 90 days or around 90-ish days. And then I'll start another one and I'll just keep inviting people to it. And you can see.
Why do you guys start another one?
What's that?
Why different ones?
Why different groups?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you could pick you could have your group, and you have to pick an end date. So you could pick a year if you wanted to, or however long you want.
I think it only lets you do 90 days in the app.
Does it?
Yeah, I mean, it used to. I don't know if it changed, but
I don't think so, because I actually did 92 days.
really? Okay, could be wrong. I guess I'm wrong.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure you could do like a year if you wanted to, but I mean,
Really?
I'm sure there's some cap. But the reason that I've always done this, I've been, a coach for 9 years. And I've always run challenge groups, and I either do 60 or 90 days. And the reason that I do that is because every time you start a new group, I'll invite everybody that I invited from the previous group. And there's always a huge new surge of people that come in, right? Because it's like you have a group that's going, and maybe you invited somebody in the beginning, but by the end of the 90 days, they've fallen off, right? They're now eating cheeseburgers and doing nothing, right? So when I start the new group and I re-invite them all, I send them an email and I say, hey, I'm starting a new group. They all come back. They're like, oh, okay, I'm going to put down my cheeseburger and I'm ready to start now. I'm ready to start again. Happens every time. I get a huge resurge, and it also weeds out people that aren't interested. So people, like I said, I've invited 220 people in the past 51 days to my group, but only 77 have joined. So the remainder, I don't bother inviting them again because they never joined my first group. So they were never serious. So yes, they said they wanted to join my group when I talked to them on Instagram, but then they never did. So whatever, right? Maybe they'll be ready in the future. So that's what I do. But I mean, you can run a group however you want. A lot of coaches, especially women coaches, they run groups on Facebook because they love to do like the stories, and they love to do the go live in the group and all that. It promotes more engagement, I think, on Facebook. So you could create a closed group on Facebook, and you could invite, Gunell. So if you had like 5 ladies, right, that wanted to start a workout program together. Maybe you're doing, what workout program are you doing?
I'm not doing anything.
You're not doing anything?
But I do Pilates, that's it.
Okay. Do you do Beachbody workouts at all?
Not like
You got the ultimate portion
stuff,
fix,
though.
right?
Oh, okay. So that, I mean, that's fine. I would recommend getting Beachbody on Demand if you don't have it yet, because, as a coach, you want to be doing the workouts, and they have Pilates workouts on Beachbody on Demand. They've got yoga. So
really?
they've got something for everything,
I have some exploring to do.
Yeah, right. So just start picking some programs and start going through them.
Mm-hmm.
There's probably a lot of programs that you might like I know all the ladies like 21 Day Fix. They love 80 Day Obsession, and everybody's loving the new, what me and Tom and everybody's doing right now is the MM100. That one's kind of intense, but it's a good one. So if you start doing that program and you start talking about it on social media, right, or talking about it with your friends, you might get a group of friends that are interested, and you invite them and say, hey, you want to come join me and whatever. It could be 21 Day Fix, right? A lot of people start with that program, and you can add them all into a private group, and then you can motivate and encourage each other, and it's as simple as that. That's what we do, right? So.
Okay.
And Greg, you got the ultimate portion fix package, so that comes with the 21 Day Fix workouts, though, right?
Yes, it does, right. So
you can definitely start with that if you want to take a look at it. But she was more interested in the nutrition side of it. That's why she got the ultimate portion fix, but it does have the those workouts.
right, exactly. So you could try out, I think it comes with the 21 Day Fix and 21 Day Fix Extreme, right? The live workouts.
Mm-hmm.
So you could certainly do those and test them out and see how they go. You could certainly run nutrition-only groups if you want, you know. Maybe you invite people who are doing their own exercise program, walking or running or whatever that people do, and you could, you know, just say, hey, we're going to do a nutrition program, right? And a lot of coaches, what they do is they'll run what we call free groups on Facebook, right? And those could be like a 7-day clean eating program. Those could be like, could even be like a 7-day water challenge where you drink more water, right? But I mean, if you're into nutrition, you could give them, you know, samples or recipes or stuff to follow for like 7 days, right? And you kind of get people introduced to like the Ultimate Portion Fix, for example. You know, without actually buying the program, you could like give them a recipe a day or something like that, or get them to see a little results. And then after the 7 days, you know, once they've had, you know, exposure to it, you know, maybe you talk about it in the group or whatever, right? Then they're going to be more open to wanting to get it, you know, or maybe get something like Beachbody On Demand and join your next group, right? So it's kind of like a stepping stone. So a lot of coaches do free groups, you know. A lot of coaches will even do like fitness challenges, like, I mean, I don't know what you do for Pilates, but I mean, it could be like a sit-up challenge, an ab challenge. You know, have you ever seen those like 10-day squat challenges and stuff like that?
That sounds like a great idea.
Yeah, so
I'm trying to find a way to transition into coaching using Pilates and also finding my voice to talk about it, and kind of it sucks to talk about it because like I need a better blueprint than just kind of random activity. Once I get to the point where I seriously talk about it instead of just for fun,
right.
I want to get to the point where I can consider consistently every day, kind of like the 21-day challenge, post, talk about it.
Yes, and I have
It's mostly
we're going to talk more about free groups next week, but I have a whole Google Drive of free group ideas, and it even gives you like posts every day. It gives you recipes that you can share, you know, so, or you can always come up with your own, but I mean, those are great ways to get people started. You know, it's like there was a coach on my team that would, or several coaches on my team, that they would run like boot camps. So they would run like boot camps for brides who were looking to get married, or you know, women that they target women who recently had a baby and they want to get back in shape, you know, so they call them like baby boot camps or something like that. And
I had some great ideas about post-pregnancy Pilates program and things like that, but I couldn't bring that to life where I was gonna be working. So I changed my mind so I can have more freedom to design specific programs and kind of learn to advertise and talk about them, mix it with the nutrition, give more freedom to Pilates, basically. Kind of mix up the type of a coaching program that I can have the freedom to do it.
Yeah, so I mean, if you were comfortable, you could like, you know, video Pilates, you doing Pilates, and you give people that video to do, right? Or maybe you could do a live where they do it with you or something like that, right? So
yeah, that's the kind of a plan, to mix that up with real life teaching so that I don't have to be in studio teaching all the time. You know, also could give people a more affordable way of training.
Right. Exactly. So, I mean, that could
I
be
gotta
great.
get there first. I'm
Right.
still in a little bit more trying to test the
Right.
waters with everything, you know. So this would be a cool way to try to.
Right. So if you get people in a group virtually, right, you could attract them, like if you're on social media, you could attract people from all over the United States, Canada, you know. So if you're teaching classes right now, you're limited to people in your local area, right? So by joining Beachbody, you've now expanded, you know, globally, right? So there's people now in UK and Canada and the US that you could attract on Instagram to join your virtual Pilates group, right? But then it's like you're just giving them a taste of working with you, right? So you're going to be like, join my 7-day Pilates group. I'm going to give you a meal plan. I'm going to give you a Pilates workout every day. Okay, so you get them hooked, you get them see results, you give them support, and you build that trust for 7 days or 30 days or however long you want to do it. And then what you do is you say, okay, so now that it's over, right? It's like, if you want to join my VIP group, right? If you want to go on and join my next group, you know, and you can name it whatever you want or whatever, but basically you build it up and you make everybody want into it. And in order to get into it, typically they need to buy a challenge pack, right? And that gives them maybe the ultimate portion fix, or maybe it gives them, you know, the Beachbody on Demand as well, where you can combine the nutrition with a Beachbody workout program and you as their coach. And yeah, I mean, I've had coaches that do these free groups and move them into the VIP groups, and they'll get like 50 people. They'll sell like 50 challenge packs a month, you know, or 25, and they'll get 50 Success Club points easy. Every month I've had coaches that'll do that. So it's a great strategy. But anyway, like I was originally saying, is you got to have a group. Like, you want to start a group either on Facebook or on the My Challenge Tracker app, where you can invite people to, and that could start with your free group or your VIP group, you know, however you want to do it. And then you got to start posting on social media, right? I mean,
which I hate.
Which you hate, right? But you don't do it for yourself.
I've chosen the wrong business to get into for now, liking to interact with people.
Right.
So I have to practice.
I hate posting on social media too. And I hate going live and I hate doing videos, but I do it because I need to. Okay. So if it was up to me personally, I would never, ever be on Instagram. I probably would post, you know, like once a year on Facebook. That's it. But I do it for my business, right? So I do it to get people and to find people that come into my challenge groups, right? So basically posting, you know, every Beachbody coach will tell you Instagram is where it's at. You can post on Facebook too, sure, because they're your warm market, but Instagram is where 99% of coaches do their business. And you can follow all the top coaches on Instagram, but you'll see they'll make one post a day, probably. That's it. Like one really pretty picture, get a, you know, great background, you know. You'll see their pictures. They look amazing, right? So they do one great picture, and then that's all they do. And maybe in that, you know, they'll write something inspirational or maybe do an invite or whatever in that post. But that's kind of like beside the point, right? That's kind of like just window dressing, really. That's all it is window dressing. Really, where the work comes in is in the stories. Every coach will do little stories.
Yeah.
And Tom is awesome.
I realize this too. I do.
Yeah, I mean, I always see, like the other day, Tom, you had like 50 little stories going across your time, you know. I was like, What
Got a
all
lot
is
more into it. And I was the same way though. I mean, I never used Facebook. I've had it. I never used it. Instagram, I never had. But same thing. I had to do with business, and I started doing it. I mean, I have fun with it now, but I hate going live, and I'm not, not something I'm typically doing
but I
other
think
than for business.
yeah, that is the key. It's like, yeah, posting the static graphics and stuff or the static pictures is nice, but the way that you really get people is by going like doing the stories live, right? Like posting the videos of you like talking to people. And that's where coaches will do the invites, is they'll be talking to the camera.
I'm trying to find a way to trick myself into it. I'm trying to set myself up like the frog with the hot water. So
Yeah.
I'm trying to trick myself into slowly getting to the point where I will be doing that and won't even notice that I'm doing it. So that's basically that's what I'm working on, my own side.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's all you need to do is just start off, like maybe just start doing the posts a day. Maybe just start doing like a couple pictures a day. And it could be pictures of your food. It could be pictures of you working out. It could be pictures of your kids, your family, whatever. It doesn't matter, right? Just start like posting a couple stories a day and then work your way up. Like you'll see most of the successful top women coaches for sure. They'll do like 10 probably stories a day, or more, 10 or more stories a day. And I'm amazed at everything that they do on their stories. Like they're always like, like they're taking their kids to school and they're like doing stories. I don't know. It's like they're like
shopping, no matter what. I'm at Target.
They're picking out clothes and they're taking pictures of their stories, whatever. But I mean, they have huge followings. I mean, personally, I think why would anybody be interested in that stuff? But trust me, they have like 100,000 followers that, people that are interested in what they're doing. So you never know, right? But then the nice thing is, it's like if you want to throw up a poll, like, hey, I'm starting a new 30-day group. I'm starting a new 90-day group, and we're going to be doing Morning Meltdown 100. Who's interested? You start getting those followers, and then you make that post or you do a video about that, and you got a ton of people that are interested. And that's kind of the way it works, But you got to start building up your followers. And one of the things that, like, we're going to talk about inviting, right, and social media, right? So in addition to, like, you could have the best stories in the world, you could have the best posts in the world, but if you don't have the followers, then no one's going to see it, right? So you got to get followers. Okay? So I don't know why I'm really sharing my screen. Oh, I remember why I'm sharing my screen. 1 second. Let me go back. This thing right here, this business activity tracker. You want to find that and you want to download it, okay? So this is something that Beachbody created, and basically you can print it off for the week and you can like check boxes, right? Or you can probably even do it online if you want and just check the boxes, right? So it's like, these are the vital behaviors, right? It's like, did you work out today? Did you drink your Shakeology today, right? I mean, like, connect, invite. Did you add, initiate connections and add followers? So let me talk about that. So 20 minutes, right? It even breaks it down for you. So, okay, this is, based on an hour and 40 minutes. You may not have an hour and 40 minutes a day. Maybe you're just going to do it for an hour a day. So you can break it down however you want. But in order to add followers, what you need to do is, let's say you're into Pilates, right? Or into yoga or into certain things like that. So what you want to do is you want to search hashtags on Instagram. Okay, and you want to use those hashtags. You want to come up with about 30 hashtags, no more than 30 hashtags, maybe like 15 to 30 that you use on your post. And those could be related to what you're looking for. So if you are looking for people that are into Pilates, if you're looking to people that are into yoga, if you're looking, like maybe you're vegan, maybe you're looking for people that are into vegan. So you use hashtag vegan, whatever, life, right? Or maybe you're a mom of two, right? So maybe you want hashtag mom of two or whatever, right? So find out like what defines you, what is your avatar that you're looking for, and you want to start searching those hashtags, right? And when you search those hashtags, you want to check out the person that you see. Make sure they're not a coach. And if they're not, you want to follow them. You want to like their posts. And you typically, what I do is comment on their post, right? So, so what I'll do, like Ming, I see you're doing this really well. You are following people and you're liking them, because I see the same people that you are, but you got to take it a step further, right? So it's like the one that I posted in the chat group, right? Where I asked the person a question, right? So I comment on their posts and I ask them a question like, hey, I see you're doing P90X. How long have you been doing it? How many rounds have you done, right? That starts a conversation. Maybe you see somebody that's doing Pilates and you could ask them, oh, I love Pilates. How long have you been doing it, right? That could kind of strike up a conversation. Most likely, if you ask them a question, they're going to check out your profile and they're going to follow you back, okay? And then, then they're going to start checking out your stories that you're doing. They're going to start checking out your posts. You don't have to do anything else. You just want to get them to start following you. And so if you search hashtags, your goal is to, find as many, like whatever time period you allow. So maybe you allow 20 minutes to do that a day. You want to try to find as many people as you possibly can in that 20 minutes. Also, you might want to find influencers, like if there's some big yoga instructors or some big Pilates instructors that go to their followers and start following their followers, go like follow their followers, right? And I do this, I can go through 100, right? I can add 100 followers in 5 minutes, just, right? And then a lot of times that is only mildly effective, because that'll get them to, maybe check out your profile and want to follow you back. But if you actually go to their profile and you like their pictures and you comment on their pictures, then that's a guaranteed way of getting them to follow you, and making that connection, right? So you can kind of set goals. Some coaches, they'll set a goal of 100. I'm going to get 100 people, right, that I follow per day, right? Or that I like and comment or at least follow, right? Maybe you want to set a goal, maybe 50 people, maybe 20 people. It's like, I'm going to not go to sleep until I find 20 people that I can follow, And that's how you start building your Instagram account. And then you could check off the little box, like, yep, done it, got it done today, right? And you do that consistently, right? And then like you start posting on social media, you start sharing your stories, you start talking about your free group. You're guaranteed, like if you do that, like you're going to start getting people that want it, as long as you're also doing the inviting in your story and in your post about, hey, I have a group that's starting, maybe it's a free group. I have a Pilates group that's starting Monday. It's free to anybody who wants to join, right? And you make a post about that and you talk about it in your stories for a couple days and you're doing this invitation process, I guarantee you're going to fill up a group. You're going to get 10 or 20 people like that, And that's how you do it. That's how you start, right? And then it's like you do your thing and then you want to talk to them about maybe, joining your challenge group. So one thing that I do is I don't run like a free group, non-Beachbody group, but I run a free Beachbody group. So when I see people doing a Beachbody program like P90X or Insanity or one of those things that that I see that they're not a coach because I've checked out their profile, I've read a couple of their posts, I've liked their stuff, I've commented on their stuff, right? Then, like what I do is I'll strike up a conversation with them and I'll invite them into my Beachbody free group because I see that they're already doing a Beachbody program, you know? So that works for me, but a lot of people, you know, they don't want to do that because a lot of times most of the time, I mean, you know this, Tom and Ming, a lot, like if you're searching for those type people, they're either going to have a coach or they're going to be a coach, right? A lot of times. So that's why if like Janelle, you were looking for Pilates people, most of the time they're not going to be a coach, right? And they're,
Right.
if you offered them a free group and you told them, hey, I'm a Pilates instructor and I'm going to give you a nutrition program for 7 weeks, you're going to get 100 people. You know, I bet you would get 100 people that would join your group. So you got a visitor, huh?
Yeah.
So
But yeah, it sounds great. Definitely.
where'd you go, Tom? You're in the dark there. Tom, are you there? Okay, so maybe we lost Tom, but you can continue to fill out this this sheet, right? Like, did you do your stories? Did you respond? It kind of gives you a checklist because a lot of people, they don't know what to do, right? They don't know where to start, and this kind of gives you a checklist that's like, yeah, I did that, I did that, right? And then, and like I said, you know, you just gotta start a group. Once you start a group, that's something to invite to, right? So if you plan, like, I'm going to start this group on two weeks from today, right? Then now you've got something to work towards, right? Now you're like, oh crap, I got to start inviting. I got to start finding people. I got to start searching for hashtags because otherwise it's just going to be me in this group. So I don't want that, right? So, right. So that's kind of like what this is all about, you know, and you know, this week we're talking about, and let me stop share. Right. So this week we're kind of talking about the social media, inviting process, follow-ups. So like one thing that you'll know, here comes my cat. One thing that you'll learn is people will give you objections, especially once you start talking to people about money, right? You start talking to people about joining a challenge group and, oh, that costs money, you know? Then you're going to start getting objections and people are going to start ghosting you. That's normal, completely normal. But then, you know, we'll just talk about like, how do you handle that? Right? But of course, if you're never inviting anybody, then you're never going to get any objections, right? So you gotta want objections, right? You gotta expect objections, and that's normal.
Right.
Hey, beat it.
Right.
She always likes to stand right in front of my computer, so I'll look at her and pet her. All right. There's Tom. Welcome back.
Hey, sorry about that. I lose signal once I get close to the house.
Oh, yeah. And you know, Wi-Fi. All right, so we were just kind of finishing up talking about inviting and social media. Is there anything you want to add there, Tom?
Yeah, just, you know, I know it seems intimidating, and it's, you know, I was just very uncomfortable with it myself, and, you know, you get used to it. It comes with practice. It's like anything else. You practice it. It just does get easier. You know, it may not be something you look forward to doing, but it does get easier, and you start to build up. Like, I really dread it. I mean, I still don't like going live. I hate going live. But yeah,
you leave your comfort zone and you will get used to it. So I know you're not big on social media, but don't worry about that so much. Ming's more of a natural. I think he loves the camera.
I think the key is just to start.
The sheet that you guys were talking about, where?
What's
The
that?
sheet that you guys were talking about, where can I print that out again? The sheet.
The sheet.
Business tracker?
Yes.
That one, right?
Where do I print that out from?
Okay, so that is in the Coach Online office.
Coach Online office. Okay.
Tom, why don't you send? I don't have her as a friend, so why don't you send her the link to it?
Yeah, I'll send it to you.
Okay.
No problem.
It's all under the training tab. So like I said, I think if you start going through that 30-day training that they set up, that getting started, they'll definitely talk about this. They'll talk about what we're talking about in these trainings, like the 4 vital behaviors, the BAT, that's what we call it, the business activity tracker, the BAT tracker. They'll start talking about these things, and they'll probably give links to them in there as well, but I'm sure Tom will send it to you.
Sounds good. Thank you, guys.
Send it.
Yeah.
I will let you go. Both.
Okay.
I will try to log on and familiarize myself with everything on the website.
Okay. So one other thing that you definitely want to start paying attention to is there's a national wake-up call every Monday. So Tom, you can give her the page for that. It's every Monday at 11 Eastern. I don't know are you Central Time? So 10, what is that, 10 Central?
Yeah, she's an hour behind.
Okay. So there's a national wake-up call at 10 Central every Monday. And it's going to have a top coach on it, and they do training every week. Plus, there's announcements and stuff like that.
Cool.
I would say definitely get on that. And also, Tom, add her to the Beachbody Champions page, because every week there's like 4 or 5 top coaches that they'll give training on how they do Instagram or something every single week. So those are 2 great places to start getting more training.
Sounds good.
Cool.
All right.
I appreciate it.
Okay. Well, Ming or Katie, do you have any questions, comments, things to add?
I didn't even know Katie was on here.
He just came on.
Like a couple minutes ago.
Oh.
It's probably working out.
Probably.
Yeah, I just finished.
I know, Arcadia, you get a lot of views and stuff on your workouts that you do, right? Those workouts that you post, like those push-ups and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So you might want to consider, I was talking about doing the free group. You might want to consider doing a free group too, where maybe you just have, you design your own workout program that people could do for free, like push-up challenge or sit-ups or whatever, right?
Yeah,
Right.
he's got to teach us the ways of how does he do the push-up.
Right. Teach people how you do those push-ups.
Yeah, I've been trying and keep falling on my face, so that's
Yeah. Takes a lot of practice.
Those are good videos to film. No. I'd watch that.
Right. You just want to get people into a group and that you can start coaching, just like you did at your high school, right? Like where you took charge of that class. Well, just do that for free in a group, right? And start coaching people. That's what you need to start doing, right? Like
Yeah.
take the lead. Be a coach. I mean, even if you have to be a coach for people for free, that's okay, because they're going to start seeing you as a coach, right? So then when you tell them what else you're doing, like, hey, I'm doing bodybuilding, and hey, I'm drinking this supplement, they're going to be like, I want to do that, and or you start talking about your VIP Body Beast group, they're going to be like, how do I get into that? Right? And you just like, oh, you just got to buy this program and I'll be your coach, you know?
Right.
I'm sure you could get a ton of people from school or whatever, right? I mean, from the internet, from Instagram, if you start advertising it.
Yeah, for sure. Just get people who are interested and take it from there.
Exactly, right? I mean, like from your free group, you might convert 10%, but that's okay. That's 10% that you wouldn't have got any other way, right? You might, you know what I mean? You might only convert like 1 out of 10 people into a Beachbody program, right? Or into your VIP group, right? But that's okay because it's a numbers game, right? It's like you gotta talk to 100 or 10 people in order to get one, and maybe you need to talk to 100 people or get 100 people into your challenge group before you get one coach, right? I mean, you just got to figure out the numbers that work for you, and then do the math and figure out what you got to do in order to achieve your goals that you want to achieve.
Yeah, but yeah, that's I'll start doing that.
All right. Okay, guys. Well, I guess we'll wrap up. We have our team call at 30. If you want to hop back on, we're gonna go through the last Craig Holiday call. Otherwise, I guess we'll see you guys next week, right? Okay.
Take care. See you on the next call.
Thank you.